Hey, hello guys, it's WezaaTZK, and we are joined by Rage Quitters UK.
Hello, this
Say
is
hello.
Griggs. You fucked it!
Oh, you're going to say, hello Rage Quitters, this is great.
I'm keeping this
Or
in.
something
I'm
else.
keeping this in.
Oh,
Legos
yeah, but
monetization,
basically,
swearing within the first fucking 10 seconds of the video. Do you monetize?
I am, but to be fair, I still swear a lot in my videos, so it
Yeah.
makes no difference. But
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah,
welcome.
we were talking about the state of Killing Floor 3 and just doing like a mini review
Mm-hmm. Yep.
of what we think. It's only 2 days away from launch.
Yeah.
As of recording this, it's crazy to think about. It's gone by
This
so fast.
past 4 months has just flown, hasn't it?
Yeah,
But anyway,
certainly.
we're trying to keep this review within maybe 15-20 minutes, so we'll kick things off. So I think the biggest sort of feature, I suppose, is the visuals and moving over to Unreal Engine 5 and everything looking the way it does. Thoughts? How are you? How did you find it? How do you find it? Are you pro, con, indifferent, or?
Well, I mean, Unreal Engine 5 does have its pros and cons, and yeah, it doesn't always run that well, as we found out, with the betas and stuff. Like, I mean, it just. Unreal Engine 5 is known to be quite a buggy engine. It doesn't really work that well.
Yeah.
And I know people have a lot of performance issues with frame rates and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a good move actually, because Killing Floor 2 was on Unreal Engine 3, which I think is very much outdated.
Yeah.
So being on the latest engine is good, but it does have its cons as well, like, not the performance and stuff. But they can do a lot more with it, like making the crawlers crawl on walls.
Yep.
Having all these Zeds flying around. I don't think the other engines would be able to handle it, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. There's also the like I say, the performance aspect of it. It's like I say, especially on PC, your mileage is going to vary depending on your setup, and obviously everybody's config is different. There's different bells and whistles to tweak in the game, so you can bring it down to a acceptable playable frame rate. If you want to sacrifice a bit of eye candy. There's also upscaling technology for like DLSS, FSR, XeSS for Intel, and I think there's also frame generation, which is basically fake frames, but you do get an illusion of getting a bit of performance boost. That can come at a visual quality sacrifice. Sometimes stuff looks a bit blurry and fuzzy depending what setup you use. So yeah.
I have noticed as well, sometimes when I play Killing Floor 3, like, I don't know, it kind of looks blurry in the distance. That might just be a certain setting I have, but
Yeah.
no, I've been looking back at some of my Killing Floor 3 videos, the stuff I recorded with the stress test, and I don't know, some of it seems a little bit blue in the background, but I suppose that's the setting I have.
Yeah, I think FSR is the main culprit of that. But saying that, I've noticed some like, especially on like shadows and edges, you see like fuzzy, like it's like a fuzz. It's like almost like a filmic fuzzy effect, and it's obviously a result of the upscaling, and it's noticeable and it's annoying. Hopefully, it'll improve over time. So what do you reckon? Let's move on to the maps. So they're launching with 8 maps. What are we thinking about the map quality compared to, say, Killing Floor 2? I think Killing Floor 2 has to be the benchmark for visual stuff, because obviously Killing Floor 1 is that old. I mean, it still has its charm, but technically it's aged quite.
I still think Killing Floor 1 maps look great, to be honest. Like, despite the age of the engine, how old the game is, they still look really good. They got a nice mix of day and night maps, so does Killing Floor 2, but Killing Floor 3 launching with all night maps, I don't know, it's a bit strange.
We chatted about this before, didn't we? I think the only 2 maps that are not pure dark is offices and is it the R&D lab and the
I think so, yeah.
The foundry. So they're indoor maps, but there is a little bit of outside to the offices, but the rest of them are dark, which it's kind of gone from one extreme to the other. We had the original Streets map, which was basically like a bleach sunny day that looked like
ugly as hell.
Yeah, and not really inspired or horror themed, but I'm glad they did change it. It'd be nice to actually see that on the map roster so we could play it again, just to sort of compare it and see how they both sort of collide and sort of look. But yeah.
Yeah, I noticed, with the 4Gs as well, they've been implementing in the maps. I noticed some of the maps have the 4Gs, but the other ones don't, like offices. I think offices still looks very bare bones.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is an office environment, so I imagine, I don't know, it might be that intentionally, but I still think it should have the same 4G treatment as City Streets, which is basically a night and day difference between the beta. Like, it looks incredible now.
Yeah, I recall reading a comment. I'm not sure if it was on the Steam page or the website, that I think they're trying to go for like a mixture of untouched, 4G, and sort of in the process of sort of mid to sort of late outbreak. So I think they're trying to, instead of having all complete 4G everywhere, I think they're trying to mix it up with having a bit more like different stages of devastation, sort of from beginning to end. Could be wrong. I could have dreamt it. I don't know, but I think that's what they're trying to go for.
I think they should have some daytime maps too, like Mountain Pass is a daytime map, but even that has like a good atmosphere. It's like very foggy, like, outside, and I still think a daytime map could work still.
Yeah,
like not everything
definitely
has to be nighttime.
Yeah, you can have daytime 4G, or you can just have daytime with, limited carnage. It's
Even a day and night cycle. You see that in Floor 2 Workshop, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Like start off at the night, or pouring rain, and sort of gradually everything sort of stops raining. You get like a bit of light and stuff. That'd be really nice. Add a bit of dynamism to the game. So yeah. So that's maps. What about weapons? So I think this is probably one of the most divisive things. Not the most divisive thing, but one of the most divisive things. Personally, not a fan of the sci-fi stuff. I think every weapon, apart from maybe the handgun, the pistols, they're too big. They take up too much real estate. They're too blocky. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the scar, the latest scar they had for the Commando, it just looks too futuristic. I don't know why they got like some pulsing thing on the side of it. Like the grounded and realistic weapons actually looked good. That's basically what made Killing Floor. Because it's basically Killing Floor 1 had such grounded and realistic weapons, and they're actually satisfying to shoot. Whereas Killing Floor 3, it just looks a bit over the top with most of the sci-fi stuff. People have been saying for a while they wanted more grounded, realistic weapons, because that's what Killing Floor originally is.
Yeah, well, if you look back at Killing Floor 2 and the stuff they started to release there towards the end of the game's time, shelf life, it was crazy. Doshin gun, shrink ray, fucking electric guns and stuff. It got a bit crazy, didn't it? So
yeah, it was ridiculous. I hated the HRG stuff. It was just reskinned weapons with just different fire modes. It looked crap.
Yeah, even the sort of premium stuff wasn't that great. There was only a handful of premium guns that I liked, but yeah. Actually, I'm going to disagree with you on the Scar. I love the Scar. I really love it. And I don't know what the appeal is, but I just love seeing the pistons pop out and overheat when you reload or when you run out of ammo. It just looks really nice. It looks really nice in Z time when you see all the bits wobbling here and there. And it sounds good as well, and it's pretty damn awesome, fully upgraded as well. But again, each to their own. We all like what we like. We all dislike what we dislike, don't we? So it just shows, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think the Scar does still shoot like a Scar.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it still feels satisfying to shoot, but I don't know, visually it looks a bit weird, but I can get used to it, mind you. Like, it's not the most outrageous thing I've ever seen, but I don't know, I prefer the look of the Scar in Killing Floor 1 and 2. Not really 3 for me, but I don't mind.
So what's your favourite weapon to use in Killing Floor 3?
That's actually a hard one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all quite, I wouldn't say basic, but I don't know, just don't really stand out as much. But probably Medic's Tier 4 weapon, that one's pretty strong.
I like that one as well.
If you actually inspect it, does actually have a lot of detail on it.
Yeah, I think it's a toss up between the Scar for the commando and the actual the tier 4 weapon for the commando as well. You know, the LMG. I can't remember the name of it. Knightsbridge, I think it's called.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's Knightsbridge. Yeah,
I like them, especially when they've got decent purple mods on. You get some nice damage output, and they look pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, but yeah, well, the good thing is that Tripwire have actually revealed that they are going to be releasing more modern day-ish weapons. I think they're going to be there's like a boomstick confirmed, some sort of
14, my love.
Yeah. What was your
I absolutely love the M14.
Was the M14 the showcase, was it?
Yeah, there's like an M14, there's like a Winchester, like a modern day Winchester, which looked quite cool.
Nice. So that's good that they're recognising that people do want more modern weapons in the game, which is good to see. That's really good.
Again, that's basically what made Killing Floor is the modern weapons. The weapons feel good, the game is good.
Yeah.
Weapons are like a major feature in the Killing Floor game. You know, there's swords and stuff as well.
So next we've got Z and player animations. So general Z design and animations combined into one, I think, just to sort of have it all nice in a nice little parcel. So what we're thinking about the new Zeds and their new designs and the way they move and attack and behave.
Well, visually they look really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all Zeds look good in their own way, like pretty creepy. I know they did use a lot of animations from Killing Floor 2, which I mean is kind of a bit lazy, but I understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still kind of fluid, but it can still be unpredictable, like what they do, like when they attack you.
Yeah.
Whereas with Killing Floor 2, you kind of know when they're going to strike you, so you can move back or, shoot them. I don't know, I think with Killing Floor 3, it still takes getting used to.
Yeah. I think my favourite redesign has to be the Siren. I think she's amazing in terms of her design and her functionality and what she does. I think the Vortex attack is probably a little bit too strong at the moment, and I think it can actually go through walls. I think Darbot reported some wall leakage. I don't know if that's by design or if it's a bug, I don't know, but the way she telegraphs by extending her neck and her face opens is just beyond creepy. It's just messed up.
I've seen her kill some people through walls as well, and I like her functionality, but visually I prefer Killing Floor 1 Siren.
Yeah, interesting.
Just visually. Yeah.
I think the way her neck extends slowly, and you hear like the rattle. It's almost like a chain being pulled. It's like really unnerving. I do
really
like
puts fear into you when you hear it. You're like, oh shit, we've got to run.
Yeah. The rest of the Zeds, apart from the Flesh Pound and the Crawler, I think that's top notch. I think the Flesh Pound should have been. I think his dimensions from Killing Floor 2 should have been kept. Maybe make him a bit taller the way he is now. I think he's slightly taller in Killing Floor 3 than he was in Killing Floor 2. But in Killing Floor 2, he was an absolute unit. He was a right porker. You know, he's huge. I think they should have kept him.
Chunky boy he was.
I think they should have kept him that way. And also the Crawler, I still don't click with it. I've tried my best to sort of like it, but looking at Killing Floor 2's Crawler design, then look at Killing Floor 3's, it's just why?
It's weird. Yeah, and I don't know. They should have kept the dark like skin with the Crawler, but
I can see where they're coming from with the hair and the pink flesh. That's like it's from horror films. It looks creepy, but it just doesn't translate over very well to the game. That's obviously it's just a different. It's just an opinion, but it's just they don't freak me out at all. Whereas Killing Floor 1, even Killing Floor 1 Crawlers freaks me out more than Killing Floor 3 does, and Killing Floor 2s are just still really good. And obviously, their animations are just almost non-existent compared to Cave 2s. They used to do bloody flips and acrobatic stuff.
And spin attacks. Although it was a bit BS in my opinion, it was pretty funny seeing them just spinning around in circles.
So yeah, that's the Zeds. What do you reckon to the Skrek's new Scorpion attack?
I like it actually. It gets
Yeah.
him a lot more involved. Like I said before, it's like the Scrake in Killing Floor 2. He always stood back. He only really attacked if you attacked him or you got too close to him.
Mm.
But now he actually gets more involved, in the fight where he's just pulling you closer.
Yeah.
He's actually a lot more of a threat.
Yeah.
I thought in Killing Floor 2 the Flesh Pan was more of a threat, whereas Scrake is actually about the same now.
Yeah. I think all apart from the Clot and the Crawler, they've all. Well, even the Crawler's got a range attack 'cause it jumps at you. But yeah, every Z apart from the Clot has got a range attack now. So the Fleshpan's got extended arms. Scrate's got the hook. Siren's got the blaster attack. Sister's got the spit. Husk's got the
Bloat
annoying
has a
fireball.
spit as well.
So again, sorry.
I was saying the Bloat has a spit attack as well with the sick ball kind of thing.
Yeah, true.
I think they should dial it down a little bit. It does feel like there's too many range attacks. Like a little too many, but I don't know, maybe it's something to get used to.
I wonder if they've done it to keep gameplay flowing and also to kind of close the gap between the player and the Z. So, obviously the maps are a bit bigger and you've got more sort of means of transport like the zip lines, and you can run, slide, dodge, stuff like that, and mantle. So perhaps they've done it just to close the gap on the maneuverability we've got. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I know with Killing Floor 2, they were all melee attacks. They didn't have any range hardly, so you could easily, outrun them and stuff. Whereas I know Killing Floor 3, it's a lot harder to outrun them because you're getting constantly bombarded.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's probably the design choice behind there.
Maybe so. Speaking about running, I do love the new traversal they've got for the Zeds. You just see them crawling up walls, mantling over obstacles, jumping through windows. Of course, you've got the crawlers doing their bit, crawling on walls, ceilings. It's a far cry from the last two games where they were literally just limited just to pathfinding their way through obstacles, where this time they can just mantle over them. It looks good, but sometimes it can look a bit goofy. I think it's either maybe server lag or just the animation not working properly. But it's like, for example, you see we're playing a while back and I saw a Scrake jump down from a hill. I think it was on Convoy, and right below him was like maybe 2 or 3 clots, and he just jumped down and just landed on the clots and just splattered them. And I'd never seen that before. It was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
That's really good detail, actually.
It's crazy.
Scrake is heavy, so yeah, it would absolutely obliterate you if you stood on you.
Yeah. So yeah, what about the bosses? I know what you're going to say about the bosses, but go on.
I feel like some of the bosses are good. They provide an actual challenge apart from Killing Floor 2's bosses where they just run at you.
Yeah.
I think the King, Fleshbound and the Abomination were just an absolute piss take because of just how easy they were. Like, the Abomination would literally just fall over if you shot it. Like, it wasn't even a challenge. Whereas Killing Floor 3's actually do feel challenging.
Yep.
But again, I feel like it is a little bit cheesy how they teleport all the time. I feel like they could have done something a bit better than just making the boss teleport to you. I don't know if I like that, really.
I hear you. Also, I think we've said this before, the most tuned boss feels like the Impaler. I think he's the more satisfying boss to fight against. The way he traverses the map, the way he's got his attacks, he's got his rockets, he's got his smoke. I feel like he was probably the first boss they created, and then they've tuned him. Obviously, it gets harder the more players you have on the server. It goes up to 3, which is, even on hard, it's a challenge, like I say. But
it's the first boss, I think, to actually have like 3 bosses at once.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
No, in Transit Objective Mode, Killing Floor 1, they had like 2 Patriarchs, but now they've actually got like 3 Impalers. It's crazy. Actually, that's what I like about the Impaler. It offers a different type of challenge rather than fighting just one big Impaler. You got like 3 different ones. It's quite an interesting fight.
It's when you've got to work as a team and, have 2 on 1 times 3, or everybody just go for 1 and whittle it down to whatever number you can. But it's definitely a challenge. Crawler Queen and Chimera, like you say, cheesy teleport, systems which seem rather unfair, and also they hit really hard. Even on hard difficulty, they hit really
Probably
hard.
do.
If you get hit by them, you're talking like half your health easy, even with a full tier 3 armor piece. It's crazy.
I know Queen Crawler's Ground Slam actually does a lot of damage, and yeah, it is very difficult to dodge at times because of the movement. I feel like the movement's not really tuned very well.
Yeah.
I've been saying that like a lot in my last few videos, but yeah, I'm just not clicking with the movement. I don't like it.
All right, we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that nice little
It certainly
topic.
will.
So yeah, so that's the Zeds. Overall, I think we're quite happy with them, apart from some blips here and there. So yeah, so moving on to weapon mods. Now this, I do recall requesting this. I think it was in one of Tripwire forums years and years ago. Say, we need some weapon mods. Every other game's doing it and stuff. It'll be really cool and this, that, and the other. They actually did add weapon upgrading, which was quite rudimentary. It just literally give you a bit of damage and was it lessen the weight? I think it was something like that.
Yeah, well, it actually increased your weight as well, just for like a little tiny bit of damage. Like Killing Floor 2's upgrades didn't really feel worth it at times. Because if you did the upgrade for like 1500 dodge, but you maybe got like 1% extra damage.
Yeah.
Whereas Killing Floor 3's actually does feel somewhat effective. You've got different ammo types like electric and fire.
Yep.
And they both have their advantages and disadvantages.
So that was a huge change they made to weapon mods. Before it used to be RNG. In the first beta, they had the weapon mod drops, but I think people complained that they were getting to a point where they needed a silencer and just silencers weren't dropping. No matter how much they played, they just weren't getting the drop they wanted. So I think they thought, right, this is probably too RNG, so they just ditched it, and you just get all the weapon mods from the outset, and you can just upgrade what you want as long as you've got the materials. You can just upgrade it, which I think is a lot better. I don't know if you feel the same.
Definitely. I agree, yeah. Like, you can actually, say if you got a drop for an attachment you don't want, like, it doesn't feel like an absolute waste.
Yeah.
And that way you can actually upgrade stuff you want instead of waiting to get something you want, like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, rather than playing like a 30-minute match just to get an attachment you didn't want, it feels a lot more worth it trying to get the materials and stuff. And it's good that scrap is actually shared between each player.
Yeah, that's really good.
Rather than one player hoarding it all, I think that's a good change, and you get money for it too. So
that's quite recent as well, isn't it? That's a recent change as well. So that's really good. So yeah, weapon mods certainly add to the game. As you know, you get when you go to the trade, you get your standard weapon, and you get 2 randomized modified weapons. But when you do your loadout, you can actually craft mods and attach them, and then you get your weapon of choice in the trader, which is nice. Right, so that's the weapon mods one is a pretty much cut and dry section for me. I think it's a really good addition. Any thoughts on it? Any more thoughts?
Well, I can see why people wouldn't like it, because I mean it's kind of like Call of Duty as they would compare it to, but to be fair, I feel like Killing Floor 3 does need them. Because with Killing Floor 2, you had a set attachment for each gun, like the M14 only had like a ACOG sight and a laser sight. Whereas with Killing Floor 3 you'd be able to customise that to how you want. I feel like it just adds more, customization.
Yeah.
Rather than Killing Floor 2 you get a weapon but you can't actually change like stuff with it. And say for example you had iron sights on the weapon but you wanted a scope for more range, you couldn't do that with Killing Floor 2. It just makes it much easier for the player. You can customise the gun to how you play. You should play short range, long range.
Yeah, and
it
of course
makes things easier.
Of course, you don't even have to use them. It's totally optional. But I'm not sure how far you'd get on the higher difficulties for a complete unmodded weapon. But I have something to try. I mean, the one of the weeklies basically strips away weapon mods and revival, which we'll go on to later. Which I think is like a KF purist's wet dream.
Yeah, it's like the classic mode of Killing Floor. If you don't like the Killing Floor 3 features, but yeah.
True. So what we got next? Specialists. Ooh,
where do we start with this one? I love them. What? No, I don't. No, I don't. Stop.
Since you love them so much, I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah. Well, one thing I am annoyed about with specialists is like why they didn't remove them earlier. Like, people have been saying ever since they were first announced, it doesn't belong in Killing Floor, but Tripwire still stuck with it until like the very end, and that they're only just realizing people don't like them, so they're removing them for post-launch. It's like, I don't know why didn't just remove them before the post-launch, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I recall making a 20 or 30 minute rambling about this. I think it was last year, maybe a year before, and I sort of tried to emphasize in my own unique way how the perk system is completely 100% the identity of Killing Floor as a whole, and it's something I kind of got used to over time. They seem to be sticking to the guns, and I thought, right, okay, I've come to the conclusion it's not going to change. I made my peace with it. I'm not doing backflips because they're going to revert it. I'm actually right. Okay, so they actually have listened to the vocal people, and I'm glad they're doing it. But either or, it'd be fine. I'd still play the game. I'd still enjoy it. But I could see why. I could kind of see why they did it. They wanted to do something different, but it's in a world where hero shooters, 4 years ago, hero shooters were sort of, the most popular thing online. Overwatch, Valorant, Apex, stuff like that. They've obviously taken inspiration from the M.E.A.T, bearing in mind how long the game's been in development for, and have obviously stuck to the design decisions. But people have obviously had different ideas, and they don't want to see it in the Killing Floor. And again, that's what made Killing Floor unique, in my opinion. Having perks,
exactly.
Free to use whatever you want. But I am glad they are walking it back. But again, for me, it wouldn't make a difference. I'd still play the game regardless. But I am interested to see how they're going to do it. It's going to be interesting.
See, the question is it too late now to revert it back? Like what I mean? Is it too late because now everyone's seen the game is going to be specialists, and then they've already left before the changes are actually made? So, I don't know if they left it too late, or is it just in time? I feel like with Tripwire, they tend to follow a lot of trends, like with gaming. Like, Killing Floor 2 had the loot box system, because loot boxes were popular at the time, and it's just trend following. Whereas Killing Floor's never really been that. It's been its own little thing, really.
Yeah, I suppose that is the old. It's basically it's a live service game essentially. It's constantly being updated, free updates, seasonal updates. It's got its own sort of economy, so it is a live service game. So I suppose they need to still need to pay for that. I mean, I mean, they are dealing with an extra 2 or 3 platforms now, so hopefully it sells well and they can, make a profit without having to go too much into the monetization stuff, which we'll talk about later. But back to specialists. It's just I don't know. It was a very strange decision, and my eyebrows raised when I first saw the announcement. I thought, oh, okay. And the characters themselves are just probably the most uninspired set of characters I've seen in a Killing Floor game. Just, apart from Foster and maybe Luna, the rest are just why.
I actually mentioned this on somebody's video. Like, the Killing Floor 1 characters, they feel so unique and it's special. Like, I know Killing Floor 1 didn't have the best voice acting, but, it's the charm and like, the quirkiness of it that brings people back to it.
Yeah.
Like, you see, whenever you go in a Killing Floor 1 multiplayer game, you see people spamming the voice lines. You see, it's not because they're trying to annoy you, it's because the voice lines are super funny, they're super creative, and it's that British humour, I think, with Killing Floor 1 that basically brings the game to life.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes the game so iconic. Is like that silly little quotes and stuff.
Yeah, it's there's no more insult players for some reason. I think did they do away with it in Killing Floor 2 as well? I can't remember now. I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think they did.
But the voice lines, obviously, they've got Jason Fleming in, who does Foster. He's a well-known British actor. Some of his lines are quite interesting, but when you hear him for the 1,000th time, it's like, all right, okay. But again, it's just the others are just maybe Luna, the sharpshooter. She's got some decent ones, but the rest of them are just so boring and uninspired. And I just mute them now. I just don't bother with them anymore. which
The
is
problem is
sad.
they just sound robotic most of the time. Like it's just forced. Like I hate the trader voice as well. I think she just sounds really robotic, like AI or something.
Yeah,
I just don't click with the trader voice. I like the other two.
I hated
Speaking
the
of traders, I actually prefer the Killing Floor 1 trader though. It's more of like a holdout area, like rather than just a pod, but
couldn't
that's
disagree with
probably
you
another
more. It was like
topic.
a crackled, really high pitched woman's voice. And just as soon as I got into the game, I got into the options and just disabled it. 'Cause she just really annoyed me. Killing Floor 2's was a lot better in my opinion. The soft French spoken voice.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I preferred her definitely. I can't remember her name now,
Yeah,
but
that's because, Burning Palace was their launch map, and, it actually fits, the map and the theme is Burning Palace, because, Killing Floor 1, the outbreak spread to Europe, and so it made sense to have a, French trader. That sounded really nice.
so I suppose that I think in the trader voice and the announcer is in line with the current setting because it's America, isn't it? So it does make sense then. But it's just like say
Yeah.
the tone of the voice is just a little bit generic, a little bit cookie cutter, yeah,
Cookie cut.
cookie cutter, generic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there will be decoupling the gadgets from the characters post-launch. I think they've done it post-launch. I think it's because it's a ton of work. I think they've tied everything to these characters and the gear. I think it's just going to take a long time to do it or find out where to do it. So we shall see. But yeah, looking forward to
Hopefully
DJ
it
Scully
won't
coming.
take too long. Yeah,
Sorry,
DJ Scully. Oh no, sorry, I did interrupt you there,
that's
but
all right. Go on.
yes, DJ Scully will be another good character to
Yeah,
come back.
be interesting who they get. Be interested to see who they use to voice him because it was a Dutch guy on the second one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I actually replayed Killing Floor 1 the other day, and DJ Scully actually used the British actors in Killing Floor 1. It sounded so different, it's crazy.
Yeah, interesting.
I never even knew that, to be fair. I thought it had like a Dutch voice for Killing Floor 1, but it was the British people, so...
Yeah,
Or British people.
British.
British, yeah.
So I think we've ripped specialist to bits enough now. I think we should move on to crossplay. So crossplay is a new thing for Tripwire. I mean, they've done cross-platform with the Epic Online Store and Steam, but I think this is their true sort of crossplay with consoles and PC games. So it's going to be interesting to see how much it works and how many console players are actually mixed in with PC players and stuff. I know you can turn crossplay off, so if you just want to play with your buddies, you can. Thoughts?
I think it's a really good move, to be fair, if you ask me. Like, PC players and console players always wanted to play together, since, the like dawn of day or something along them lines. Don't remember the exact quote, but yeah, I mean, like, be with my YouTube community, I know many of them play on console, I play on PC, so we're very limited to what we can play.
Yeah.
Like, I want to try and get my viewers in, like, a game when I'm streaming, but the problem is different consoles. But now with Killing Floor 3, we can include everybody. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
One of my favourite features, really, with Killing Floor 3 is we now have actual crossplay.
It'd be interesting how the game runs on console as well. I might look at getting a copy on PS5 because I've got a PS5 Pro. I'm really intrigued to see how the game runs on a 6-player Hell on Earth match. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of upsampling, like DLSS or whatever is it? I think it's PCSS on the PlayStation. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of visual sacrifice on the consoles, but yeah, I'm going to check it out 100%, see what it's like.
Yeah, and you see, I've always played PC games on keyboard and mouse, but I'm actually willing to try it out on controller,
Yep.
just to see like how it feels, just see how the console, players play it.
Yeah, it actually
think
works really
that's
well on
interesting as
controller.
well.
I plugged my Xbox One controller in the other day and just literally touched it and it all worked. You got all the correct button prompts as it should be in this day and age. It's got its own profile, and it felt quite good to play on a controller, I must say. But it still felt alien. I still keyboard and mouse every day with first-person shooters on PC. But yeah. So we've probably done this in the incorrect order. I've got next expanded perk system. I should have followed on from specialist, but there
Yeah,
you
I
go.
think have we already done that?
Perks. Expanded perk system. Basically the perk system from, say, Killing Floor 1 to Killing Floor 2. The actual perks, the skills. I suppose I should say skills. Yeah, expanded skills perk system. Yeah, much better than Killing Floor 2's. You've got more options. You've got the ability to upgrade perks, which is nice.
Yeah, the skill trees are a lot larger, so you don't have to just pick from 2 skills every 5 levels. You got like different options. I think there's a lot more ways to play now because there's different perks and skills.
Yeah, there's
definitely also adds more options.
5 extra levels over Killing Floor 2 as well, because it was 25 on Killing Floor 2. Now it's 30 on Killing Floor 3.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely a lot more grinding, but I'm willing to do it.
Yep.
I'm definitely going to get my levels up.
It's going to take a while to get a level 30 character. 100% purple weapon mods, and then bloody
all the
perks.
proficiency points you got to get to as well. And I love how proficiency actually increases your Z time and stuff now.
Yeah.
They've made it so I think you get extra movement in Z time, something like Killing Floor 2's abilities, but it's more passive stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
So it's broken down into, passive throwables and gadget, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 segments. So, yes, it's a lot better, and I dare say it's going to be a lot more grindy, and we're going to be spending absolutely... It's going to take us a while to get all 6 characters to level 30, I think, and all the weapons, and all the skills. That's going to be a right time sink, I tell you.
We'll sink many hours into that.
Yeah. So Killing Floor 2 had a post-launch objective mode, which wasn't very good. I think if you wanted stuff like that, you had to rely on mods. But now Killing Floor 3 has actually got optional objectives. It's kind of got a narrated story. So you've got the lady who's in charge of Nightfall. Her name eludes me. You might know her name. I don't know.
Ophelia Clamley.
That's the one. So you've got...
Kevin Clamley is her grandfather, and Rachel Clamley is actually her mother. Rachel Clamley is the matriarch, and Kevin is the patriarch. So
there you go.
She's trying to basically stop horsing. Basically, is the entire law of it. But
there you go. So if you want more Killing Floor lore, go to Wez's channel.
You know where to find me?
Sort it out. So
I'll definitely be posting some lore videos. So
yeah, cool. So you've actually got the optional objectives. You can pin objectives, so you can go through and find this memo, hold down E to read it or to listen to it, then go do some other objectives, then complete the wave, rinse and repeat. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it does unfold the story, which is very nice and welcome. It's like I say, it's totally optional, and I think it's pretty cool. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's definitely more story than Killing Floor 2. I mean, Killing Floor 2, you just went to Europe and that's it. You just go from map to map shooting Zeds. Killing Floor 1 actually had some story. You learned how, Horsey constructed the ultimate super soldier, and then this outbreak happened. And I feel like Killing Floor 3 is somewhat of a continuation, although it's a very different story of the Maya.
Yep.
Still quite interesting to read if you read through all the audio logs.
Is it Marcroft who's doing the Maya stuff, isn't it? He's the sort of antagonist behind the game.
And just fun fact as well, with the Chimera, it's actually a mix of humans, basically put mixed human flesh together. So he basically killed disloyal scientists and basically turned them into the Maya for the the Chimera. Actually, quite some interesting backstory there for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the environment as well. A lot of storytelling stuff in the environment.
You see white balls and stuff with writing on it. It's really cool to look at. Great detail.
Tripwire was saying as well in one of their, I think it was the IGN live stream as part of Games Fest. I think they mentioned that there's audio cues and visual cues strewn around. Not just the white ball stuff, but actual, almost like Easter eggs. He was saying now there's in the sewers map, which is one of our favourites, there's a big pile of mush, gore and stuff, and apparently if you listen closely you can hear muffled noises of people asking for help, screaming for help. Kind of...
Yeah, there was that crocodile one, wasn't there? With from Man-Eater, I think was the reference.
Yep.
Some
I think it was a boss. I think it was a boss in Man-Eater, under the crocodile. Yeah, which is pretty cool. So I expect there'll be tons of stuff like that. It's also the there's tons of stuff like that in the Stronghold as well, like Easter eggs and stuff like that, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
there is actually. You can find a copy of Man-Eater and Red Orchestra on the actual table of the games consoles. Pretty cool.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Do you want to do the next bit gameplay?
Yeah, gameplay with combat feel. Gameplay in terms of combat, I mean, it feels good-ish. It still feels like a Killing Floor game, but again, like I said before, with the movement, it still feels kind of stiff. And like with the controls, you kind of have to fight them most of the time to try and get your characters to run. But I have found with the knife, you can actually run a bit quicker. So I suppose there is some kind of weight system there, but yeah, there's not really a limit to like weapon rate, so you can basically buy anything you want from the trader.
Yeah, it's again, this is for me, it's quite divisive. So combat, I feel for the most part is good. I still feel it can be improved. Like headshots still feel a little bit underwhelming. I mean, it has improved, don't get me wrong, but I think I watched the Killing Floor 2 video the other day and that we're comparing the noises compared to, the impact noises and stuff. I think Killing Floor 2 still nails it. Again, it depends on the weapon, but, it's getting there. Movement, I've always had a love-hate relationship with the movement in this game. It's mantling still feels clunky. You don't always connect to where you think you can mantle. Sprinting, as you say, you can get a good pace with a knife, as in traditional Killing Floor 1. I'm not sure if that was a thing in Killing Floor 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it was. Maybe.
What was that? The knife?
Running with a knife in Killing Floor 2, was it a thing?
Yeah, you could kind of do it. It didn't make a massive difference, but it was like a little boost with speed and stuff. And I think it was like the weight of guns and stuff. That's what I liked.
Yeah. So, yeah. Movement, back to movement. Dash, sprinting, sliding. The dash feels borderline pointless now. It feels very minimal. It's got a cooldown and just feels compared to the first beta that was released, it feels a lot more gimped. And you feel less like a super soldier or a very fit, agile soldier, more of a grunt with a flesh pound on his back. I'm not keen on a lot of the movement system. I mean, it's serviceable, but I think it can be improved. I have to say that's the strongest part of the game, the maps. I think they're really, really, really well done. And I might come across as a bit of a fanboy, but I do really like the map design and the way they look. Really, really nice. Yourself?
Ever since they did the 4G improvements, I think City Streets have come a long way. Like, it's basically night and day difference, no pun intended. But yeah, I mean, City Streets does look like Burning Paris and West London. I think it's going to be one of the most iconic maps out of Killing Floor 3. Yeah, they did really good with maps. I'm also a fan of Convoy. Visually, it kind of reminds me of Mountain Pass in a way. Like a little nod to the Killing Floor 1 map layout design. It's also got a really good layout with it as well. You got like a whole area you can run around and do circles.
Yep.
You can circle the whole map again and again, doesn't get old. The army depot is pretty good. There's some good areas to hold out. I think every map is good, but I feel like some of the maps they do need some 4G changes. Some of them don't feel like they have much compared to others, but again, that's probably a design choice, like I said before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think we've just singled out the same three maps.
Yeah, I mean,
which is a testament, really, isn't it? I do. Yeah, I think they're. I also like Sewers, which is the most recent one. That's just carnage. Especially a 6-player Hell on Earth, it's just carnage. It's just
Sewers is a very close-quartered map. Mm-hmm. It's also quite interesting with the M.E.A.T stuff growing.
Yeah,
like the crawler stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, a bit more environmental storytelling.
Being operated on.
Yeah. Also, there's the certain places where you feel it's a dead end, and it's not. It's an actual break point for the It's great. So flesh bounce to just basically barge through in the critter like a shortcut for you, which I think is really cool. So yeah. So what are we thinking of the audio? Weapons, Zeds, environmental audio, character battle chatter, and music. I know what you feel about the music.
Personally, I haven't really noticed much in terms of gun audio or anything like that, but I can hear the Zeds better. Like, sometimes you can actually hear the Gorfast scraping his blade on the floor, which is pretty cool, like he's hunting you. And yeah, in terms of music, I actually really love the music. I'd probably say, I don't know if it's better than the other two, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, was it Synthetic and Rocky Grey, is it?
Yeah, Rocky Grey and Synthetic, they really do nail it every time. That's one thing I love about Killing Floor, they nail the music every time.
Yep.
And although I much prefer like the thrash metal kind of thing with Killing Floor 1, I still like the industrialness of Killing Floor 3's music. Again, I quite prefer Killing Floor 1's more raw sound, like the drums and guitar, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. It's it has been the cornerstone of all three, well, all 4, 5 games. I'm not sure what Killing Floor Calamity's music's like, but interesting. But yeah, it's I'm wondering if Demon Hunter's going to come back in Killing Floor 3. I don't know, because we've not really heard it.
Yeah, it's been confirmed not to be. I mean, they made a tweet actually saying they haven't heard anything from Killing Floor 3. No one's reached out to them about it, which is a shame. I really like their music. Because of Killing Floor 2, actually what got me into Demon Hunter. I've been listening to some of their music outside of Killing Floor as well. And
yeah, there are some bands.
And also a Living Sacrifice, Fit for a King, all them bands are actually quite good. Although I'm actually not Christian myself, I actually do really like their music. I know they are very much Christian bands, but they still sound really good.
What about Depeche Mode? Do you like them?
Who's that?
Oh my god, you are so young. It's a band from the 80s.
Oh, right.
You weren't even itching your daddy's pants then, were you? Keeping that in.
No, I probably was. So yeah. I actually made a point about this. Post-launch content basically got like the 2 new maps, I think it was. It was the Outpost 2.0 map, I call it. Basically like the snowy map. You've also got a jungle prison, which is pretty cool. Again, they're starting to implement some more than 4Gs and stuff. They got the character 4Gs, and they're actually removing specialists from characters post-launch.
How do you think they're going to do it? How do you think they're going to decouple the gadgets from the characters and just have everything free? I don't know how they're going to do it.
They'll probably do it the same thing as Killing Floor 2. We had like the list of perks, and then you just pick your characters separately. But again, it'll feel weird because I'm so used to seeing like Devlin being the firebug.
Mm.
If they actually redesign the characters so they don't look like they're one specific perk, I think it will look better. They do definitely need a redesign, but Foster's okay. He still looks like he can do everything, but the problem with character design, they made it now so that the character only plays one perk, and that's basically what their identity is.
Yep.
So it's going to be visually weird to see a character play something they're not.
Yeah, I hope they redesign Engineer's gadget, because I think it looks fucking stupid. That big, massive couple of tubes on his back, it looks ridiculous. I hope they redesign it to be like really streamlined and just not as ridiculous, because it does look. And I'm sorry, for any artists who worked on it, but it does look stupid. That's my opinion. And it's probably not very constructive, but it's just, I see him and I see him wandering around with these 2 fucking tubes on his back, thinking, what were they thinking? A big ghetto blaster on your back. That's not.
Like when he uses them as well, it's got like, I don't know, it looks like some kind of kid's toy on his back.
Yeah, big sound wave coming out of it like a ghetto blaster from the 80s. Again, you're too young. But
yeah, well.
Yeah, I hope they do redesign that. It's because I do think it does need shrinking down, making it just doesn't look cool at all. It doesn't. It's about as cool as Devlin's voice lines, they're just not cool at all. I'm sorry.
No.
I might cut this bit out because it's a bit harsh. We'll have to see how I'm feeling when I'm editing. So we're still on post-launch content. So there's DJ Scully. Also,
Oh yeah, you forgot.
Also, the big one, which is the big one. Wes, tell me, come on.
It's specialist being removed from perks.
Nope. Yeah, well, that is big, but there's also something bigger coming, isn't there?
I can't. What? I don't know.
Stalker.
Oh yeah, I actually completely forgot about the stalker. God damn it.
She looks very alien based on the stuff that they showed us on the was it the IGN stream? I think it was. But yeah, she looks like very alien, and it looks like she is motion captured as well because they were showing the maps and stuff.
Weird, yeah, they were. I wonder if Commando will be able to see her, or like they'll bring back those Commando skills where they can see stalkers. But
I expect they will.
Let's wait and see.
I hope they will. We'll have to see. And I'm assuming with Scully and the concept art showing, it showed him holding 2 pistols. Does that mean Gunslinger's coming? I'm hoping so.
Might actually be returning.
I think Gunslinger
not every perk is going to be. Yeah, not every perk is going to be, combined like engineer is. Which I'm still not really a fan of. I still think support and demo should be split, but
yeah, I agree. Perhaps that might be an opportunity to do it. Also, another thing I've just remembered, because Brian, Yoshi, and Molly were on a stream, and they might as well have just confirmed it. Berserker. So they basically said Ninja is not Berserker; it's its own class. So I reckon there's going to be a Berserker class at some point as well.
I think we'll probably have the same arsenal as Ninja, but he still have his katanas, surely, but probably have more melee-based weapons rather than throwing stuff.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
So what do you hope to see post-launch? What's important to you post-launch?
More grittier, grounded stuff on Killing Floor 1, more grounded weapons. I'd love to see the RPG back, like the lore would be cool.
Oh my god.
Classic stuff on Killing Floor. The things that people love, what made Killing Floor, bring it back.
Yep. Also, I think for me, just getting the game solid, make it feel, if not on par with, if maybe even better than Killing Floor 2, how Killing Floor 2 feels. Because after 9 years of tweaking updates and stuff, they actually did get it right. It was really good, apart from the questionable monetization and the really questionable quality of the weapons and stuff. Apart from that, it was still a solid game. It still is a solid game. I want Killing Floor 2 to be in that exact position, where it feels nice, movement's good, you feel powerful, moment to moment combat's just solid, back to movement as well. It feels weird when I think if you get hit, sometimes you do stop sprinting, so you have to basically put your finger on the key again and sprint again, and it does really break the flow for me. I'm not sure if that's a me thing or if it's just a game being weird.
I think that's the same thing for me. Like when melee attacks, I find it difficult to dodge because you don't really dodge that far, whereas with range attacks you can dodge them because you can see it coming. Whereas again with animations, it's very much pretty whack. So you don't actually know when it's going to happen. It feels a bit out of time, out of sync.
Yeah. But apart from that, I think my hopes are, just to echo what you've said, better, grittier content, more in theme, maybe some more current day weapons. Or if you're going to make it futuristic, make it not too deep future, make it so it's actually like a hybrid of modern day and futuristic. I'd like little tweaks here and there to make it stand out, but not too ridiculous. No dashing guns, no EDAs, please. So
yeah, but yeah, speaking of post-launch content, there was another thing they're going to add later down the line is the server support and text chat, these server lists. And you see, I feel like they should have added that a little bit later down the line because nobody wants to use their mic to talk in game. Everybody always uses text chat. Like literally any Killing Floor game you go on, people will never talk on the mic. So it just makes more sense to have a text chat, and also server browser makes it easier to find games with like less ping, so you don't get put into a game like on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if they said about the server browser coming. I'm not sure, but I think it is possible because Killing Floor 2 had a matchmaking system, didn't it? Same as Killing Floor 3, so you'd think it'd be possible. We'll have to see. But yeah, I can't believe they didn't launch without a text chat, in-game text chat. That's crazy. And like you say, they have said it's going to come post-launch. But yeah, two big omissions in my opinion. But it is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Another nitpick as well, with Medic, it doesn't actually show you the health and armor on the scoreboard, so you don't know who to heal, like if you're away from the team. I suppose it does tell you at the top of their heads, but if you're like on the other side of the map, then there's just like a little nitpick. You don't actually know how much health they have on the scoreboard, like in 4-2, so something else they could add as well. Like little things like that makes the game much better.
Yeah, I'm going to nitpick more as well. I'm thinking of more stuff. The trading menu, although it's really cool, as in the new features like, be able to give people dosh straight out of the trading menu, and have the upgraded stuff. I think the actual user interface is very lacking. There's a lot of wasted space. There's a bit of jank as well. It does sometimes feel a bit laggy when you're selling stuff or when you're collecting your weapons and stuff like that. I think it just needs a bit more love. I think what they'll do is what they did with KF2. They actually evolved the user interface and the actual HUD and stuff over time. I'm not sure they'll do anything with the HUD now. I think the HUD's pretty much as is, but I think the UI, will get some extra quality of life additions. I hope so anyway, so I'll have to see what way.
Yeah, one thing I don't like about Trader, there's 3 different types of currencies. You got it shows you what you're going to get after you sell the weapon, what you get before it, and what it's worth, which can be confusing to new players. You don't know what the actual outcome is going to be. You don't know how much you're going to be left with. It can be a bit difficult to read.
Yeah, especially when you're under the cosh. You've the times of the essence. Sometimes you've got to rush. It's not always intuitive to know what's what.
You can't just stand there and take your time most of the time. It does give you a lot more time, I think, than the other 2 games, which is good. But yeah, it is difficult to differentiate between.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's it, really.
Yeah. Okay. On to the next.
Yep, on to the next topic. Yeah.
So on the subject of loot boxes and microtransactions, of course, Tripwire have got a similar solution in Killing Floor 3. So we've got the Nightfall Season Pass. Is it Season Pass? I think it is. And we've also got
supply passes like Helldivers, basically.
Yep. So yeah, you can unlock cosmetics in the game via you get prestige points, is it? So
it's like creds, I think is what it's called, the currency.
Yeah, but you can also earn supply pass points just by playing the game.
Oh yeah, you do get at the end of the levels and stuff.
So that's good. Little trivia for you, actually. You mentioned Helldivers 2-esque system. Apparently, I was told that Tripwire actually spearheaded that very system in Chivalry 2.
Yeah, right. That's nice.
Which I didn't know. So Helldivers have actually borrowed that system from Chivalry 2. So that's an interesting little tidbit. Anyway, I think it's safe to say the premium stuff has got a premium price, but not a premium quality. I would say that with all confidence, having looked at what is on offer. There's only a handful of weapon skins, trinkets, player skins that actually look cool. The player tags look pretty cool. The backgrounds you get for your avatar in the game, they look pretty cool. And obviously this is all taking inspiration from Call of Duty, Warzone, and all the other Call of Duties, and I think it's out of place in Killing Floor 3. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, it is very much like Call of Duty. Sorry, I just sneezed earlier. But yeah, it is like Call of Duty. I was trying to hide that sneeze actually,
It's
but
all right.
yeah, it's like Call of Duty. You know, in a lot of ways, like the what's it called? The player like backgrounds, borders, and stuff.
Yeah.
Although you don't actually pay for them, you do unlock them by doing challenges and stuff. See, I like the supply pass as well. It might sound a bit controversial, but you don't actually pay for the supply pass, like the standard one.
Mm-hmm.
You just get tokens for it by playing the game. Like Greg said, at the end of each match, you get points, which you can unlock it. Basically, like Helldivers. It's basically like a free way of, earning cosmetics.
Yep.
But again, there is a store option too where you can buy it with creds. And yeah, I feel like some of them are really overpriced. They just feel like not really getting your money's worth with some of them. And some of the cosmetics look terrible, in my opinion. Like, they're basically like one colour. I think there was this pre-order bonus you get for Killing Floor 3 where you get like a character skin which is literally just dark blue. It looks good for some characters, but other characters it looks terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Also, a really good example of cosmetics done good but bad is Diablo 4. I've got a lot of hours in Diablo 4, and Blizzard have got it's not enough to release a AAA game with a AAA price, but you've got to have the store as well, And the cosmetics, I have to say, are absolutely amazing. They look so good. They've got effects going on, like particle effects, super rich details, and just absolutely fantastic. But they are so expensive. It's like 15 quid for a character skin, and it's crazy. You do get accessories and weapon skins as well with them, but it's so expensive. But this, for Killing Floor 3, it's still expensive, but the quality is just... I'm sounding really harsh here, but the quality is terrible. And there's, like I said, I've just repeated myself, but there's only a handful of stuff that comes close to even looking good for the price.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that changes. And it's also on a 24-hour countdown as well, so it does sort of roll over with every day, which a lot of people don't like. It's sort of, they seem to think it's inducing a FOMO, fear of missing out. So people are just going to buy it as soon as they see it.
It's like a psychological tactic to make you want to buy it because you think, oh wow, it's going to go out the store, I've got to get this. And that's how companies get you. They make you want to get it by, like, making you think you're going to miss out. And that's how they get your money, pretty much. It's a bit of a scummy tactic, but it's just how it works.
However, I will say, I still prefer it to Killing Floor 2's mishmash of stuff they had. What do they have? Loot boxes?
Loot boxes, weapon DLC, cosmetics, an absolute mess.
It's economy stuff, wasn't it? And marketplace stuff as well. Yeah. So there was a load. I mean, compared to that, it's night and day. But the quality on Killing Floor 2 stuff is a lot better than Killing Floor 3's. And Killing Floor 3 had a lot more variety, as in you've only got the head and body to configure in Killing Floor 3, whereas in Killing Floor 2 you had head, body, legs, helmet and stuff like that. So yes, interesting one. I'm not at all impressed with the MTX in Killing Floor 3, so I thought I'd make that observation.
I just want to finish it off with 1.2. There is a game, I basically said this multiple times in my videos, but there's this game called Deep Rock Galactic. I think they handle like all this DLC and marketplace stuff super well. Because basically, it's no pay to win or anything, it's literally just cosmetics. And they're completely optional, but players still buy them because they actually look good. They're not like forced down the player's throat like every time. They're basically, like, oh hey, we've got some cosmetics, you might want to, buy this if you're interested. Don't feel inclined to, but it's there if you want it.
Yeah.
Like Killing Floor 2's marketplace, it did feel like very much forced. Whereas, Deep Rock Galactic's marketplace in the background, they still make money. That studio is still going.
Yeah.
Because they don't get money. I think that's what game companies are afraid of. They're afraid of losing money if they don't charge enough cosmetics. Whereas Deep Rock has very minimal cosmetics, but they're still making money off of them.
Yeah, I would be happy to pay for cosmetics as long as they look good. And the majority of the skins, especially gun skins that you're going to see all the time in the game, and players' arms and stuff, they're not up there for the asking price. So I'm hoping that Tripwire actually increases the quality or decreases the price, or maybe just do a little bit of both. Increase the quality and don't make them so expensive. But I appreciate they've got to keep earning while they're churning out updates for the game. Free updates, I must add. They've always done free updates to the core game, the seasonal stuff. So that's definitely something I'm fairly sure they'll continue with Killing Floor 3. Just make the quality a bit better. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I understand, game companies have to make money somehow. Like, I'm not completely oblivious to it, but, there is better ways to do it. Some games do it better than others. Call of Duty, for example, absolutely don't even get me started with that in their cosmetics. See, the problem is with Call of Duty, they sacrifice the actual quality for money. Basically takes away the actual atmosphere from the game. I hope Killing Floor 3 doesn't do the same.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Also, another thing we need to touch on is modding. That's going to come post-launch, and they've said they want to do it properly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting how that works. Now, I'll take an example of a game that uses the same engine. It's on Unreal Engine 5.5. That's Ark Survival Ascended. That's got a crossplay with other consoles as well, and they use a service called CurseForge. So it's external to the game, but it's all in-game. There's no messing around with Steam Workshop. You just press a button. They've got premium mods as well, which some of them are really good and reasonably priced as well. So I'm hoping Tripwire does a similar thing with modding. Make it so you got free mods, but also have like a premium mod option, so you get the really good, tasty stuff at a reasonable price. So you're supporting the mod developers as well. I'm totally down for that. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, you see, the way I see it, Killing Floor's always been like a mod kind of thing. It started off as a mod, and then before it came like a full retail game. Even in Killing Floor 1, they were supporting modders by making their maps official. Killing Floor 2 did the same. And I think the modding community basically keeps the game alive, to be honest. It's what keeps Killing Floor going, what keeps you going back. Like the other day I was playing this custom map from Killing Floor 2. You might know it. It's the Killing Floor 3 City Streets. Somebody's literally remade City Streets for Killing Floor 2 in the modding community, and it is pretty cool.
Let's check
I
it
made
out.
a video on it. I actually got an upcoming video on it too, which will probably be out by the time this is out. But yeah, again, it's the modding community that keeps the game alive, and I think they did have plans to make modding an actual thing in Killing Floor 3.
Yeah, I hope so.
Cool to see.
I think it'll take a while because I think, like I said, they do want to. Apparently, they said they do want to do it right, and they do recognise that modding is the sort of cornerstone of the Killing Floor universe. I mean, look at Tripwire; they started off as modders. They won the Make Something Unreal contest and got licenses and stuff, and Tripwire was born. I'm assuming that's what happened. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Killing Floor was born.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think if that never happened, we would never be here right now making a video or even be playing Killing Floor 3. So
we'd still be playing Killing Floor mod.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to touch on the monetization aspect of things. So I think the short outcome is it needs to be better, in my opinion. So there you go.
Better quality and stuff that's actually worth your money. Some things do feel like they're a little bit overcharged.
Yeah. So there you go. The fun bit, predicted Steam reviews. I'll toss my hat into the circle and say mixed for a fair while until the more chunkier updates come out.
It's definitely going to be the most controversial game, I'd probably say, Killing Floor 3, because some people like it, some people won't, but I guess that's just how it is. I think it will get better, the further updates go, when things are actually polished. But yeah, at the very start, I think it will be mixed. Some people will have very strong opinions, but when we get the specialist update, where they split it from characters, minor improvements to performance, I think it'll be a lot better. But I think Killing Floor 2 was basically the same thing. It started off like a little bit meh, but then got better towards the end.
Yeah, I had the luxury of early access though, doesn't it? And it wasn't multi-platform either when it first launched.
No.
So yeah, you can't use the early access brand unfortunately if you're not using that. So it's a bit of it can be a cop out sometimes, early access for some companies, but if you're not using it, then it's you've no excuse really, have you?
I just hope they keep up the momentum as well. Like I know Killing Floor 2 kind of died off towards the end of the very few updates it had. It felt very cheap. Just didn't really feel fulfilling. Whereas I hope Killing Floor 3 keeps the updates coming and actually is good. Keeps people coming back to it. That's all I hope.
Yeah, so at this current time, so we are on Tuesday the 22nd of July. If I check Steam Store and I go to the top 100 or the top sellers in Steam, Killing Floor 3 is currently it's number 16 in the top sellers. So that's pretty good. So a lot of people are pre-ordering by the look of it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that Steam data is accurate, but I mean it's pretty good to see it is in one of the top sellers. Don't know how long it will last, but
Yeah, it's been
no,
two.
it seems
I mean,
like hype is building up again for it.
2 days ago it was no. In fact, yesterday it was number 63. So yeah, but it's it might, I don't know how accurate that is, but it's a good indication, I think. And also there's console sales and Epic Online sales to take into account. So we shall see. One thing I want to say as well, which I forgot to mention, M.E.A.T 2. We're not mentioned the
Oh,
good
yeah.
blood and gore at all. I would say it's good, but not as good as Killing Floor 2.
Yeah, you don't really notice it most of the time. Like when you're doing headshots, I don't know, it doesn't do that like head splitting animation where it's like heads popped like open. I don't really notice it too much. To be fair, the gore just kind of looks the same-ish, to be honest, as the regular gore system from Killing Floor 2.
I think it's more detailed. I mean, you do get the flowering effect of the head when it splits open, but
Yeah.
actual headshots, as in traditional heads coming off, you do see it sometimes. I've seen it with flesh pounds and scrakes, and obviously with bloats as well. But yeah, you're right. It does seem to be more of the flowering. I wonder if it's like a randomized event. I don't know, but the blood. Obviously you've got the same system as Killing Floor 2. So you've got the blood that stays on the map all the time. That's been reworked from the first beta. It was more like jam. It looked a bit chunky and shiny. Now it's been toned down significantly. I think they're saving performance as well by doing that. And it does look like a combination of blood but powdery. So it's almost like it's been there but it's dried off a little bit. I don't think it looks as good as before. It's kind of like an in-between. But I think it was needed because it just looked a bit too much before. Like I said, it reflected as well, which was like it was like a big tube of silky blood in the corridors in office. It was weird.
Yeah,
But,
the entire map was painted red, pretty much, like a bright red, I think it was. It just looked really ugly.
Yeah,
It didn't really look like blood, but...
So yeah, this
no, it does.
the one they've got at the moment is like an in-between. It does... I don't know if it looks better. I can't decide. It's a bit of a strange one. It might just be me just having a senior moment, but it does look... I think it looks better in some ways. Like I say, it does save on performance, which is always good. The actual melee combat, and also with the meat as well, with the ninja, that can feel hit and miss. You've not played much ninja, have you?
No, I've never really been a berserker person. I like, the more heavy hitting parts like sharpshooter, commando.
Yeah. But yeah, it does, again, it's decent, but I don't think it's as good as Killing Floor 2. I think Killing Floor 2 systems feel more refined, but again, that might just be because it's an older game and it's had more time in the oven. And yeah, but
I say give Killing Floor 3 a chance, see how it's like a little further down the line, and just, it will get there eventually. It's very new, the game, so still give it a chance. Yeah. It's not going to be like Killing Floor 2, of course, because it's like literally just came out, but it will get there.
I'm trying not to be too harsh on the game, but it's a bit tricky because you want to be fair, but you don't want to be too brutal, but you also don't want to be, You want to remain impartial. You know what I mean? It's objective, and it's a bit tricky sometimes. But one thing I will say about the gore as well, I love how you can decapitate. You can take off a clot or a assist legs, and they'll come and crawl. They'll come and crawl into you, a bit like COD Zombies. I do like that.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, and the burning effect as well. You get all the other element effects like poison stuff. You can see it eating away at the flesh and the smoke, all the embers and stuff on the Zeds. That's really good. But yeah,
I like the traps as well. Actually, like they explode and cause like fire damage to the Zeds. So you've got like the fans that suck them in and like spits blood out.
Yeah.
Again, really cool features.
What about the fans?
Or two traps too.
Yeah, the fans I like as well. We've not really mentioned environmental obstacles and traps, have we? But
No.
I do like them.
It'd be like blood. That'd be like the gore point. But...
yeah. I think we have to call it there. I think we've been doing this a long time.
Yeah. Well, we said at the start, didn't we? Like 15
minutes, hard cap.
Yeah, and then we ended up going on like a full-on rambling session. But I mean, if you did, watch it till the end, thank you very much.
Yep. Are we going to give it a score?
Yeah, we can do. What would you say?
Let's both say it at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 6.5.
6.5. Oh, that's
oh wow! That was not scripted.
Initially thinking a 7, but I just went down to a 6.5 because.
Yeah, 6.5. But I think we'll probably come back to it in maybe a year, 6 months, a year time. So I think a lot's going to change. I've got a feeling a lot's going to change between this Thursday and maybe next year, end of this year.
What do you think will happen in a year? Like, what do you think the score will be then?
On Steam, it'll probably be good. I don't think it'll be positive. I don't think it'll be overwhelming, but only positive for a way off. We'll have to see, won't we? So yeah, 6.5 out of 10 is our score. Unanimous as well.
We actually didn't say that to each other beforehand. We actually genuinely both thought to ourselves that wasn't scripted at all.
Nope.
It's crazy how we got the same score.
We're so in sync, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, hope you enjoy this review. Like I say, we've been fair to the game based on its current state, and yeah, well, let's see how it goes, eh?
Yeah, let's see how it goes, but yes, we're going to end it here. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to both our channels for Kinfloor Free News. We both post it, and see you in the next one.
And for our older viewers, it's good night from me and good night from him. You won't understand what that means. It's two Ronnies, basically.
Him. You call me him now. Yeah. Great.
Laters.
Bye.